The Northern Light Webcasting Network along with NLWN2 presents Cowboy Kickoff with a look at today's Eau Claire Cowboy Football game. And now, Cowboy Kickoff.
Hello and welcome to Cowboy Kickoff. Rick Olson here in the NLWN2 studio, and we're getting ready to bring you Eau Claire Cowboy Football. Today, the 6-1 Cowboys will travel to Merrill, Wisconsin to take on the 2-5 Central Wisconsin Bandits. The Cowboys are coming off an overpowering 64-0 win over the Midwestern Wildcats back on June 24th. Meanwhile, the Bandits are trying to recover from a 92-6 trouncing they took at the hands of the River City Rough Riders, also on the 24th. Now, coming up in this edition of Cowboy Kickoff, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cowboys and the Bandits. Then we'll get Coach Pino's perspective on today's game in Coach's Corner. Then we'll send it out to Jay Stadium in Merrill, Wisconsin, where our broadcast crew will bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game. All that coming up right here after this timeout as you're tuned to Cowboy Kickoff on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2. Welcome back to Cowboy Kickoff. Today, the Eau Claire Cowboys will take on the Central Wisconsin Bandits from Merrill, Wisconsin. The Cowboys come into today's game with a record of 6 wins and 1 loss following their overwhelming 64-0 victory over the Midwestern Wildcats back on June 24th. Now, in that game, the Cowboys found pay dirt 9 times, 5 times by the offense and 3 by the defense, and 1 by special teams. And just for good measure, the defense recorded their first safety of the season. Now, leading the way on offense was Kari Dorsey, who accounted for 147 total yards, including passing and rushing.
Diamond formation for wideouts here on the left side.
Oh, he's taking it again.
Dorsey's going to take it again. Basically, with the same run, he's gone. 20, 10,
touchdown.
5, touchdown. Kari Dorsey.
Dorsey was the leading rusher for the Cowboys, but right behind was Anthony Marcourt, who carried the ball 4 times for 52 yards and a touchdown.
And the ball ends up snapped to one of the backs. That's Marcourt.
Oh, Marcourt got in.
And Marcourt takes it right in.
U.J. Wilkerson only carried the ball 2 times in that game, but one of those was also for a touchdown.
Dorsey takes the snap, gives this to Uj, twists and turns, and into the end zone.
Dorsey was the leading passer for the Cowboys, connecting on 2 of 10 passes for 88 yards and 1 interception. One of those passes was a 63-yard touchdown to Taquan Hodges in the first quarter.
Dorsey gets a good snap again, and he's going to look to the near side.
It's
Lets
open.
it fly wide open. Hodges, gone. 10-5, touchdown Cowboys.
Dorsey's quarterback rating was 57.5. Shane Van Roo went 2 for 3 at the quarterback spot, including an 8-yard touchdown pass to Hodges for 109 quarterback rating. Special teams finally got into the scoring act when A.C. Riley returned a very short punt into the end zone for a touchdown. Now, defensively, the Cowboys scored on 2 pick-6 interceptions by J.P. Heffling.
Swenis fakes a handoff to Zager, throws a wobbly ball, intercepted by the Cowboys.
Another gift.
And that's a pick-6 for the Cowboys. And that one was intercepted by J.P. Heffling again.
And add another pick-6 by Sammy McBride.
Sluga gets a good snap, gets rid of it right away,
picked off,
and it's intercepted.
He's got blockers, maybe?
McBride.
Oh, he's gone.
He's
gone.
in midfield. 40,
There you
30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Cowboys.
And he did the polka barrel roll. Just for good measure.
Following Hodges' long touchdown reception, the Cowboys executed one of the most unusual extra point attempts that brought our analyst, Pete King, to say, it's just the way they drew it on the blackboard.
Hands the ball off to Jay Wilkerson,
Pressured.
and he's trying to get rid of it. Ball gets loose, and it's fumbled, and Wilkerson manages to pick it up again.
No. Oh. What are they doing?
And let's see. They handed the ball off to Takan Hodges,
I tell you what.
and that was about a 50-yard, 2-point conversion run.
You know what? that is what they drew up on the chalkboard.
The Cowboy defense held the Wildcats to only 39 yards of total offense, including a minus 52 yards rushing, and caused 4 interceptions in the process of shutting down the Wildcats. Now, the 2-5 Central Wisconsin Bandits are coming off a 92-6 drubbing to the River City Rough Riders. Now, based on the most recent statistics we have for the Bandits, they are led through the air by Austin Levine, although we'll have to see how his injury to his knee is coming along. In Levine's absence, Kendrick Samuels has taken most of the snaps for the Bandits. He's completed 16 of 35 passes for 82 yards with 4 interceptions and a touchdown for a quarterback rating of 22.6. The favorite target of Bandit quarterbacks has been Omeron Banks, who has 8 receptions for 63 yards and a touchdown. On the ground, they're being led by Dakota Reese, who's 5 carries for 299 yards. Defensively, Logan Cluck leads the Bandits with 30 total tackles, including 3 tackles for loss. Now, after 6 games, the Cowboys are still being led through the air by Andrew Barnes, who's completed 37 of 76 pass attempts for 670 yards and 11 touchdowns with 5 interceptions for a passer rating of 91.6. However, he's on the injured list. So seeing most of the snaps in Barnes' absence has been Kari Dorsey, who's completed 4 of 18 passes for 151 yards and a touchdown with 2 interceptions for a quarterback rating of 41.0. The leading receiver so far this season has been Taquan Hodges, who's caught 17 passes for 302 yards and 4 touchdowns. Right behind Hodges is Jordan Fons, who has 11 catches for 258 yards and 4 touchdowns. On the ground, the Cowboys are being led by Ujay Wilkerson, who's carried the ball 48 times for 253 yards and 7 touchdowns. The Cowboy ground attack so far this season has accounted for 992 yards on 184 carries and 21 touchdowns. The Cowboys and the Bandits met back on May 27th in Eau Claire, with the Cowboys coming out on top in that one 70-0. Now, coming up next on Cowboy Kickoff, I caught up with Cowboy interim head coach Brian Pino and had a chance to talk about today's game. Now, that's coming up on Coach's Corner as you're tuned to Cowboy Kickoff on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood. Time now for Coach's Corner, with a look at today's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Again, we're talking with Cowboy interim head coach Brian Pino, and today, Coach, the Cowboys are in Merrill to take on the Central Wisconsin Bandits. But before we get to that, 2 weeks ago, the Cowboys continued their dominating football as they pretty much had their way with the Midwestern Wildcats to the tune of 64-0. Your comments about that performance by the Cowboys?
All around solid game. I think that we got an opportunity to everybody have a little fun. I mean, there's some aspects of a blowout like that you kind of shake your head at, but the guys enjoy it, especially being on the sideline. It gets a little looser game. They can screw around a little bit and have some fun. Same time, it was an opportunity for some of the new guys that are at newer positions to get an opportunity to test their mettle, see how they're going to do, and see if they can continue at that position.
Now, the defense held the Wildcats to 39 total yards and a minus 52 on the ground. Your comments about the shutdown play of the Cowboy defense?
Well, I'm not impressed with the fact that they had 39 total yards. I think it should have been a negative, but that aside, obviously.
You always want more, don't you?
Absolutely. There's no perfect game ever. I think that considering the score, the fact that they had to put the ball up in the air really quickly because we were ahead quite so quickly, that kind of predicates the fact that they didn't have as much on the ground. Our pass rush, even with we were a little light on some of our players on the defensive line, had some prior engagements, some scheduling difficulties, and even with our second string going in there against their offensive line, we were still able to create a lot of pressure. And if you have pressure against a quarterback, that doesn't give him an opportunity to throw the ball. I know there were a few times where he had opportunities to put the ball out into the secondary, and for the most part, aside from maybe 3 or 4 plays, we had our defensive secondary at the ball and making the plays.
Well, in fact, the defensive front that you had tended to be in the backfield about the same time either the quarterback tried to get rid of the ball or the handoff was being made. They were meeting it in the backfield.
A couple of times we were a little upset at our defensive line because they were actually over pursuing. They were getting past the ball and not being conscious of where the ball was at so that they could actually make the play, and they were able to sneak in underneath them and create some positive yards.
Now, 5 or 9 times into pay dirt for the Cowboys overall, 5 of those were by the offense. Comments about the offense's way of finding the end zone?
They're getting better and better. The offense is getting better and better. They're trusting in the system that Bob Brown has put in, trusting in his ability to draw up plays and be a bit unorthodox, I would say, in where he's putting players and how he's getting the ball to them, allowing for the defense to not necessarily be ready for what's coming. He's got a very innovative style, and his mind is definitely an offensive mind.
Now, even though the offense put up 248 total yards and scored 5 times, the passing game completed only 4 of 13 passes for 125 yards and a passing rating of 67.8. Does this raise any concerns?
I don't think so. I think there was at some points during the game, at some stages, we were kind of trying new things, trying different approaches to see how our quarterbacks would respond, putting them in unfamiliar positions and not really telling them where the best result would be, but allowing them the opportunity to see if they could just read the defenses by themselves. Going forward, we'll be a little more constrained about how where the quarterback is to throw the ball, give them ideas, look in this direction first, read this linebacker, read this safety first, and that'll allow them to be a little more precise with the passes.
Now, today you're taking on the Central Wisconsin Bandits, a team that you beat 70-0 earlier this season. What do you expect different from the Bandits? How can we look for this game to be different?
Well, if to step into the shoes of the Bandits coach, if I were them, I'd be mostly worried about our run game. Actually, we're with the return of Jordan Renault, as well as Anthony Marquardt and UJ Wilkerson, 3-headed backfield. They're going to have a difficult time controlling that. Also with Kari Dorsey as our quarterback, he is an athlete, and his athleticism is predicated on quickness and speed, and when he gets out into the flats and into the secondary, he's really difficult to bring down. I know we have some design plays specifically for him running that will allow him to get to possibly the edge, and sometimes right through the middle. And I honestly think the running game is something that they're going to have to worry about most.
Now, it would seem that there might be a possible concern. Could be the Cowboys looking past the Bandits and to next week's game against the Rough Riders, because basically that's for all the marbles in the Northwest Division, playoff seeding and so on. That looking past them could be dangerous. That's when the nightmares start to happen. Your thoughts about that?
Well, I think that our coaching staff is really good at kind of bringing the guys back to what the purpose is. Each game at a time, doing your individual play, worrying about your position, worrying about that play, and not looking at this game doesn't mean anything. It's just a ramp up. It's for just practice. I think our coaching staff does do a good job. If we see a guy out there who's not pursuing the way he should be, we'll pull him out, put somebody else in. There's a mentality of who's next, and if you're not doing your job, if you're not providing the impetus that we're asking of you, then we'll put somebody else in there.
Now, the Cowboys just had a week off, gave them a little chance to heal up the nicks and bruises that are, late in the season so common in football. That's part of what the game's all about. How are you set health-wise?
We're actually pretty good. I think that, again, as I said before, Jordan Renault is returning after a concussion, and he's been cleared. I spoke with his father, and the doctors are okay with him playing again. Also, Taronte Wilson he's had a lingering ankle issue, and that seemed to cleared itself off with a good week off. Keem Peterson also had a bit of an ankle issue. I spoke with him last night as well, and he's doing much better. Vic Brady also had a bit of an ankle issue. It seems ankles are our issues. He's resting. I think he's going to take this week off, but he'll be back for the Rough Riders for sure. And then, aside from that, the injuries that took out players that weren't going to be coming back anyway, that's just kind of part of the game. We had a player, KP Steppings, who's playing overseas. He's actually going to be back for this week and then for the remainder of the season as well. So I think with the week off and with just timing, we're at a better place than I would have considered us to be perhaps like 3 weeks ago.
Well, thank you, Coach Pino, for joining us today on Coach's Corner, and may the Cowboys continue that drive for the Northwest Division title.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to that.
And coming up next is more Cowboy Kickoff.
You've been tuned to Coach's Corner, with a look at today's Cowboy game from the coach's point of view. Stay tuned. Coming up is more Cowboy Kickoff.
Let NLWN TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, July 9th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers traveling to La Crescent, Minnesota to take on the La Crescent Cardinals in a doubleheader. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 11:30 a.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, July 9th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Welcome back to Cowboy Kickoff, as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's game between the Eau Claire Cowboys and the Central Wisconsin Bandits. The Northern Lights Football League gets back into action today following the 4th of July break. Back on June 24th in the NLFL, the Cowboys overwhelmed the Midwestern Wildcats 64-0. In other action, the River City Rough Riders trounced the Central Wisconsin Bandits 92-6, while the Midwest Warriors edged out the Madison Mad Dogs 14-8. The Brown County Blackjacks defeated the Fox River Raiders 27-6, while the Manitowoc Mariners slipped by the Wisconsin Ravens 12-6. Finally, the Rock River Rampage took care of business against the Tri-City Bulldogs 44-0. That leaves the standings in the NLFL as follows. In the Northeast Division, we see the Brown County Blackjacks and the Manitowoc Mariners tied for the division lead at 5-2. The 4-3 Wisconsin Ravens are in third place, just one game back, while the Fox River Raiders are sitting 3 games behind at 2-5. In the Southeast Division, the Illinois Cowboys remain in first place at 7-0, while the Southern Lakes Blue Devils at 5-2 are 2 games behind. In the Southwest Division, the Midwest Warriors lead the way at 5-2. The Madison Mad Dogs are sitting in second place with a 4-3 record, just 1 game back. And they're followed by the Rock River Rampage at 3-4, who are only 2 games back. And the Tri-City Bulldogs are sitting at 0-7, 5 games off the pace. In the Northwest Division, the River City Rough Riders are unbeaten with a 7-0 record. They're followed by the Cowboys at 6-1, while the Central Wisconsin Bandits are 5 games back at 2-5, and the Midwestern Wildcats round out the division at 1-6, 6 games off the pace. Today, the NLFL is back to a full schedule. In the Northwest Division, the Cowboys are in Merrill to play the Central Wisconsin Bandits at Jay Stadium, while the Midwestern Wildcats take on the River City Rough Riders at Galesville High School. This will be a home game for the Rough Riders. In the Northeast Division, the Manitowoc Mariners will host the Fox River Raiders at Ron Rubik Municipal Athletic Field in Manitowoc. And the Wisconsin Ravens will travel to the Brown County Blackjacks at Donald J. Schneider Stadium in De Pere. In the Southwest Division, the Rock River Rampage will travel to Sun Prairie to face off against the Midwest Warriors at the Bank of Sun Prairie Stadium, while the Madison Mad Dogs will host the Tri-City Bulldogs at Curtis Jones Stadium in Verona. Now, coming up next, we'll wrap up Cowboy Kickoff and get you ready for today's game between the Eau Claire Cowboys and the Central Wisconsin Bandits. You're tuned to Cowboy Kickoff on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back to Cowboy Kickoff. Today we have the Cowboys taking on the Central Wisconsin Bandits. The Bandits would very much like to get some revenge for the 70-0 trouncing they suffered at the hands of the Cowboys back in May. The Cowboys, on the other hand, would like to stay within a game of the division-leading River City Rough Riders. Key to today's game for the Cowboys is, can that Cowboy defense continue their lights-out performance from the past couple of games? Also, it will be interesting to see if the Cowboy passing attack can develop the efficiency that it had while Andrew Barnes was healthy. One thing the Cowboys must be careful of is not to overlook or look past the Bandits and fixate on their game next week against the River City Rough Riders. Although that game is important, not paying attention to the Bandits could lead to disaster. So it all adds up to some exciting football action with the Cowboys facing the Bandits right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2. Now in just a few moments, we'll send it out to our broadcast crew at Jay Stadium in Merrill, Wisconsin, and they'll have all the play-by-play action for you coming up next. You've been tuned to Cowboy Kickoff on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
You've been tuned to Cowboy Kickoff on NLWN2 with a look at today's Eau Claire Cowboys game. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cowboy Football.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
The following is a presentation of the Northern Lights Football League. The Northern Light Webcasting Network, along with NLWN2, present Eau Claire Cowboys Football. Follow the Cowboys all season long as they work their way through the Northern Lights Football League. And now, out to the stadium for Eau Claire Cowboys Football.
Game is brought to you by...
And now, for your starting defensive lineup for your Central Wisconsin Bandits. Starting at safety, number 4, Kendrick Samuel. At defensive end, number 7, Michael Wilcox. At end, number 8, Logan Marg. At linebacker, number 10, Caleb Merchant. At back, number 17, Matthew Sveta. At cornerback, number 21, Russell Reiner. Starting at safety, number 22, Caleb Hart. At linebacker, number 30, Logan Gluck. At linebacker, number 34, Jared Schill. Defensive tackle, number 52, Jeremy Ritz. And a defensive tackle, rounding out our starting lineup for defense for our Central Wisconsin Bandits, number 57, William Meyer. At this time, both the Cowboys and the Bandits will meet at the 50-yard line as our thoughts go out to Nate Samus of the River City Rough Riders on his continued miraculous recovery. Our thoughts, prayers, and well wishes from the entire Bandits organization and the Northern Lights Football League. We wish you well, Nate.
Welcome back. A moment of silence in honor of the River City Rough Riders quarterback who suffered a head injury last week, but as they described it, miraculously recovering.
Yeah, he's doing reasonably well, all things considered. There was a fair amount of time after the injury, they weren't even sure he was going to make it. And he's doing more than that, and so we wish him the very best. That's to Nate Samus. At one time was a Cowboy, and back in the previous version of the Cowboys.
Head official.
And
Officials Mike Rowe.
I guess we're getting ready to play ball here.
Looks like it.
And I don't know, when I was getting some roster numbers lined up, whether you mentioned it, but the Bandits won the toss and deferred to the second half. Cowboys will be receiving and going from left to right on your radio or other whatever device you're tuned in on device.
And that is to the north. They are in their typical gray uniforms with purple and orange. And kicking off for the Bandits is Jerome Bonke Jr. And the kickoff's taken at the 25-yard line. And brought out by Noah Hayden out to the 46-yard line. So we're underway here from Merrill. Beautiful afternoon, 77 degrees, winds from the west at 7 miles an hour. So that means they are coming in from behind us the way the stadium sits. And this is one of the stadiums where we're going to enjoy not having the sun beating in
our face
by the end of the game.
We don't get to say that at home, that's for sure. And there is a really nice breeze. In fact, they've got the back door here propped open with a vacuum cleaner. Well, that breeze blew the vacuum cleaner halfway down the bleachers.
Yeah, you could say it sucked it right out of here.
Yeah.
Or not. So the Cowboys will start on offense at the 46-yard line, their own. Gary Dorsey is in at quarterback. Has one back behind him in the eye and the other split off to the left. A pair of wideouts on the near side. Dorsey takes the snap and will pitch it to the deep back. That is Anthony Marquardt. And Marquardt barrels his way down the far sidelines.
They're going to mark it at the 56.
All right, the 56, yes, or 44 of the Bandits, however you want to do it. So he's just shy of the first down.
I meant 46.
However way you look at the field.
It's there. It's right there on the field.
Yeah, there.
Your hands over here going, it's going to be a long day. We're one play in and we're already too far.
Same set with the back on the side to the near side this time. Dorsey still in a quarterback. The wideouts double on the far side this time. And too long to get the ball snapped.
I think we might have even had some movement on the left guard of the Cowboys.
Yep, they're going to rule delay a game and push it back 5 yards, so that will go back to the 51 or the 49.
Well, you know, we are further north than we are in Eau Claire. We're almost to Canada.
Yeah, pretty close. Well, we're a lot closer to Minocqua, that's for sure. Dorsey takes the snap this time. Pitch comes down on the near side. And again, that's Marquardt. He's down well into Bandit territory. He's rolled out of bounds down at about the 23-yard line.
Anthony Marquardt did a really nice job of reading his blocks that time. Just sidestepped a couple people and kept on rambling down the right sideline.
Join us tomorrow on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN TV as we bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. The Cavaliers will travel to La Crescent, Minnesota to take on the La Crescent Cardinals. Coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. with the Dugout Show, followed by live play-by-play action. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. On the 25, Dorsey takes the snap.
That's Jordan Renault.
And Renault back and goes off right tackle. He'll push it down further into the red zone at about the 18, or actually the 16. 13-19 remaining in the first quarter from Jay Stadium at Merrill High School. Very nicely done facility here. And I was telling Rick the last time that I was here, there were none of those houses that you can see in the background there. It was all open field, so it's been a while. Dorsey. Set. Backs in an eye, and he'll toss that one out to 21.
Renault.
That's Renault.
Touchdown!
Renault into the end zone. So Jordan Renault on a 17-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys off to a good start again. So Cowboys setting up to try a 2-point conversion. Gary Dorsey still in at quarterback, as the original starting quarterback, Andrew Barnes, likely out for the rest of the season. Gonna lean out the window here. Dorsey takes the snap, hands it off to 30. That is Noah Hayden. And Hayden gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So with 12:46 remaining in the first quarter, it is the Eau Claire Cowboys 8, the Central Wisconsin Bandits nothing. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
Welcome back to Jay Stadium. 8-0 Cowboys, 12:46 to go in the first quarter, and that was faster than the last time these two teams met. As we told you in Cowboy Kickoff and the pregame, that this was a 70-0 game the first time around in Eau Claire on the Memorial Day weekend. So the Cowboys getting ready to kick the ball off to the Bandits for the first time. And to do that, JP Hofling. Cowboys ready. Good kick. Taken at the 18-yard line. And coming up the field with it flying down once they got him was Jesse Clenny, who on that return. Clenny flew forward all the way up to the 41-yard line.
Jesse Clenny, another one of those players that originally started out as a Cowboy in the previous edition of the Cowboys before COVID.
$12:41 to go first quarter. We will see the Central Wisconsin Bandits on offense for the first time. Cowboys lead 8-0. In at quarterback today is Rudy Reiner, who is normally a wide receiver.
Last time up in Eau Claire, it was Kendrick Samuels at quarterback, and he really took a beating in that game.
Reiner looking down the far side of the line, pointing some things out. Takes the snap and tries to take it back himself.
Illegal procedure.
Yep. Motion in the backfield. So they'll do it again 5 yards further back, 5 yards further south.
You know, that's possibly a break for the Bandits because that play was going to be shut down for a loss, and at least this way they get to save the down.
Yeah. So it'll be 1st and 15.
Yeah, it would have been somewhere in the vicinity of 2nd and 15 had the play continued.
Yep. 36-yard line is where the ball is now. Beautiful afternoon in Merrill. One wide out for the Bandits. Now a second one going over there. Reiner and the pistol. Now a back goes further in motion, and Reiner is pounced on, and he will keep it himself and go forward, and he'll only gain about a yard, get up to about the 37-yard line.
He broke a tackle in the backfield, and because they had him dead to rights back around the 30, but he stepped out of that tackle and was able to dive forward to the 37.
1 yard pickup on the play. It'll be 2nd and 14. Now wide out coming to the side here that we don't have a name for. Reiner sets him down. One back behind him, 3-step drop, throws it over the middle, finds his intended receiver, who's Jared Shell, but Shell was not able to even get back to the original line of scrimmage when this whole thing started. He got back up to the 40-yard line. The Cowboy defense, again, has been consistent all season. Join us on Saturday, July 15th on the Northern Light Webcasting audio service in NLW2 as we bring you the Cowboys as they face the River City Rough Riders in what could be a battle for first place in the Northwest Division of the NLFL. Coverage begins at 2:30 with Cowboy Kickoff, followed by live play-by-play action. 3rd and 11. Reiner takes a snap, rolls to his right, tosses, and it is picked off by the Cowboys. That is an interception by Akeem Peterson, and he will go into the end zone. Nope, just shy of the end zone. So Akeem Peterson.
Number 11, Akeem Peterson with the carry. Stopped short of the goal line by number 11, Jesse Clenny.
So the Cowboy defense continuing their strength as they came very close to capitalizing on that one. 11:03 to go, first quarter. Cowboys coming out to hopefully finish it off. Cowboys want to get the job done here and not look ahead to next week for that key game that we just told you about. We'll talk more about it as we go. Kari Dorsey sets the team, hands the ball off to 21, that's Jordan Renault, and Renault takes it in for the Cowboy touchdown.
Renault's carry results in Cowboy touchdown.
So 2 rushing touchdowns for the Cowboys, both by Jordan Renault. And another 2-point conversion attempt. Basically putting that ball about the same spot they just ran it from.
It is awfully good to see Jordan Renault back in the lineup after he was dealing with concussion protocol. He was being cleared by the doctor, and he's ready for action.
And making a lot of it happen on his game back here. And the pass goes into the far corner of the end zone, and it is caught. That pass is complete to 55. That's Chandler Starren. And so, with 10:59 to go in the first quarter, it is the Eau Claire Cowboys 16, the Central Wisconsin Bandits nothing. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Highland Fitness is a locally owned gym operated right here in the Chippewa Valley. Save time and gas money with our 2 Eau Claire locations that are close to where you live, work, and play. Our Westridge location is open 24 hours a day. Convenient, friendly, and comfortable. Say hi to a better you at Highland Fitness.
By 22nd, your Bandits will take on the Rampage right here.
And we're back here at Jay Stadium as the Cowboys getting ready to kick off following their interception that got close, and then a 2-yard touchdown run by Jordan Renault.
Renault with both of the touchdown carries for the Cowboys. Hofling's got the ball teed up for the Cowboys. Bandits are set. And we'll have the second Cowboy kickoff of the first quarter, and bringing it up the field is Jesse Clenny. He was the same man that picked it up before. Now the ball bounced out, and it looks like it is wide open for the Cowboys. Let's see what the ruling is.
Let's see if they call him down by contact. I don't think so, though.
I don't think he
going
was.
to the Cowboys. We still don't have an official ruling.
Nope.
And they're going to have a discussion. Looks to me like the white hat is pointing for the Cowboys.
And we will take a look here, and awaiting the
down by contact.
So it's going to be with the Bandits.
I'll be honest with you, I thought that ball came flying out when he got spun around. This is where the NFL takes advantage of instant replay, because they would take a look at this one. It's going to be at the 40 or the 37.
So Bandits stepping up. Cowboys can get it back on this one here, 1st and 10.
You optimist, you.
Yeah, I always try. Rudy Reiner, 3-step drop, and he had no chance. He was swarmed by about 5 Cowboys in the backfield.
3-step drop into the drop.
And he was dropped. So it's going to be a loss of a long one. Yeah, 2, 2nd and 12. 10:24 remaining in the first quarter from Jay Stadium in Merrill. Jay Fall, Rick Olson, Dan Petchow, and Monroe with you, bringing you NLFL football action. The Cowboys trying to keep it rolling here on their second game rematch with the Bandits of Central Wisconsin. In a quarterback, Rudy Reiner, unbalanced to the far side. Reiner is going to give the ball to Dakota Ress, and he was strung out and brought down in front of the Cowboys bench after gaining about 1.
Yeah, I think he got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yep. So Rudy Reiner is in a quarterback. Dakota Ress is his running back.
In fact, they're going to give him beyond the stick. It'll be a long 9, but it's 3rd and 9.
Yeah. Bandits in black with white numerals trimmed in orange. They're going right to left as you look on, or to the north. Reiner in the pistol. Rolls to his left, left himself open, still out there, and he'll fire it out, and it's caught by Jesse Clenny. Clenny is brought down at the 45-yard line, but that's going to leave the Bandits 2 yards short.
Boy, it's good Reiner has some moves, because Taquan Hodges had him in his sights and was just about ready to pull him in, and he ducked out under it and was able to find Clenny out in the flat.
Yeah, it was interesting how, he was converged upon when he had his line in front of him, and then spent a long time out here on the near side, pretty much open. Reiner on 4th and 2, going for it. Reiner's going to try to take it forward himself, and he's going to be stopped short. Gets it back to the original line of scrimmage, and the Eau Claire Cowboys are going to take over. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comroe provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
Dorsey in at quarterback, 1st and 10 for the Cowboys from the 45 of the Bandits. He'll roll to his right after faking a handoff, gets a pass into the hands of Anthony Marquardt, and Marquardt bowled down by a couple of Bandits, but not until he gets down to the 36-yard line, and he's going to be really close. But
that was a real good example of what Coach Pino was talking about in Coach's Corner, where Kari Dorsey has a little bit of difficulty throwing out of the pocket, but you get him on the move and rolling out, he's much more accurate, and that's exactly what happened there. He rolled out to his right and hit Marquardt, and Marquardt had a 9-yard gain.
2nd and 1 for the Cowboys. They are on the 36-yard line of the Bandits. Pair of wideouts left, one on the near side, and Dorsey takes the snap, rolls to his left, and he's going to try to, and then the ball ended up on the ground, and it's picked up on the play by Renault, and Renault is brought down at the 40-yard line. So all that with a loss of about 1. It almost looked like, Dorsey left it there for Renault to come and get it, but I'm sure that's
we've seen that play before during an extra point attempt last week. Or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that one not producing the same amount of offense. Time out of the field by the Cowboys. You're in tune to Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Valley Sports Academy, the Chippewa Valley's only full-service, indoor, sports training facility. Whatever your sport, Valley Sports Academy has a program for you. Valley Sports Academy has an emphasis on state-of-the-art performance training in hockey, soccer, lacrosse, baseball, and softball. VSA's facility allows for customized coaching, training, and experiences to help elevate athletes of all ages to reach new levels. Check out Valley Sports Academy at 1855 125th Street in Lake Hallie, or call them at 715-839-2700.
Let NLWN 2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network bring you some tough semi-pro gridiron action. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, July 15th, when we will bring you the Eau Claire Cowboys taking on the River City Rough Riders from Simpson Field on the UW Eau Claire campus. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN 2 begins.
Dorsey scrambling, throws to the far side, and does he get... Yes, there's a catch over on the far sidelines.
About the 18, 19.
And that was caught by Tiguan Hodges. Teetering on the sideline over there, managed to pull it in, and the Cowboys back in the red zone, but there is penalty, but it looked like they're pointing. Yeah.
Hodges' reception was deemed inbounds, but there is a flag.
Officials talking to the Cowboys. And still, quite a discussion over this.
Against the Cowboys. 2 penalties against the Cowboys.
Oh. There's your holding penalty.
And that's the one that's going to be enforced. The holding on the Cowboys. The other, I believe, was an ineligible receiver downfield. Which is too bad because it was a heck of a catch by Taquan Hodges down at the 19. Got both feet in bounds.
And they're still, looks like they're still trying to figure out where they're marking it off from. They've got the ball resting on the 40-yard line. Now it's on the 39, just like that.
Now, I don't know why that's there.
Yeah, that's because the stake's back at the 44. So the ball is now going to rest at the 49-yard line of the Bandits.
3rd and 14. And run the clock.
Kari Dorsey set, one back off to his left. He'll hand the ball off to Renault. And Dorsey still with it and trying to get something done with it.
And he stepped out of bounds at about the 35. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be the 36.
Oh.
He's going to be a half a yard shy. This is the dangerous thing about Kari Dorsey. He went back to throw. Everybody went into pass coverage. And he saw nothing open and kept it himself and still nearly got the first down.
So it's 4th and 1 for Eau Claire. 36-yard line is where it rests. 6 minutes to go, first quarter. Cowboys with a 16-0 lead over the Bandits. Dorsey with a low snap will pitch it out to Marquardt, and Marquardt
second
stopped
effort
once.
got the
Yeah,
first down.
he got it inside the 35 where it needed to be. They just paused him a bit, and he kept rolling forward. And the chains will be moved, and the Cowboys have a 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line of the Bandits.
.5:18 to go in the first quarter. Marquardt has 38 yards rushing so far this quarter on 3 carries. Renault, by the way, has 25 yards rushing, and we have a timeout.
You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Dr. Andrew Van Roo and the rest of his team at Van Roo Chiropractic have been committed to addressing your unique needs. Whether you are experiencing back pain, neck pain, headaches, or even muscular tightness and tension, Van Roo Chiropractic is the place to go. Van Roo Chiropractic can help you attain your everyday wellness goals. Van Roo Chiropractic has been serving the Chippewa Valley since 1997. Call Van Roo Chiropractic at 715-926-6001 to receive the answers to your questions. That's Van Roo Chiropractic at 910 Countryside Parkway in Mondovi.
Our 6-1, our Bandits are 2-5, and the Wildcats are 1-2 at the bottom of the division.
Marquardt and Renault in the backfield. Dorsey rolls to his left after faking a handoff, throws on the near side, and it is intended for Sage, and falls just shy. Join us tomorrow on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN TV as we bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. The Cavaliers will travel to La Crescent, Minnesota to take on the La Crescent Cardinals. Coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. with the Dugout Show, followed by live play-by-play action.
Yeah, that's going to be a hurry up, get home and get to sleep tonight, and then get up early tomorrow and drive down to La Crescent. That's a pretty drive, though.
It is. Dorsey again is going to hang on to it, and then he'll take off with it. He's across the 30 and is tripped up down at about the 28-yard line. So that'll bring up 3rd down and about 4 for the Cowboys. Ball is going to be on the 28 of the Bandits. 4:35 left to go in the first quarter. Jay Fall, Rick Olson, Dan Petchow, and Monroe with you from Jay Stadium in Merrill at Merrill High School. Beautiful high school facility here for football. Excellent turf, according to Rick, as far as a nice spring to it. 3rd down and 4, and Dorsey will this time give the ball to
Renault,
Renault,
and he's down
Renault.
to the 10.
Renault has made it clear that he is back.
He did a real nice job of avoiding a tackle just by jumping over it. At about the 17, 18-yard line, there were some bodies in his way, and he just went over the top and kept going.
So it's 1st and goal for the Cowboys. They're down at the 10-yard line of the Bandits. And the Cowboys in pieces breaking the huddle here. Renault, the signal caller. Renault.
Flag down.
And threw it in the area, that flag, at about the 10-yard line. Or, sorry about that, that was Dorsey. And
he threw it out, and the receiver went in.
Referee coming, and it will be offside on the Bandits.
Half the distance to the goal, should put it about the 5.
And make it 1st and goal at the 5.
Offsides. still remain first down for the Cowboys.
Dorsey, same set for the Cowboys. Dorsey, low snap, will hand it off to Marquardt, and he will take it in for the touchdown.
That makes it 21. No, 22.
22, yep.
See, that's what happens when I run out of fingers.
Yeah, it was easy to work with, you know, when they're at 10 down to the 5, and then, you know, the numbers are getting big.
Just take one hand away. Yeah.
So the 2-point conversion attempt for the Cowboys. They have 2 wideouts on the near side. Dorsey takes the snap, turns, and gives that to Marquardt, and Marquardt will add the 2 points. So Marquardt scores all 8 of the points for that. And at 3:07 to go in the first quarter, the Eau Claire Cowboys lead the Central Wisconsin Bandits 24-0. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
CWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
J.P. Hofling has the ball teed up for the Eau Claire Cowboys, kicking off for the 3rd time here in the first quarter. Cowboys up 24-0. Hofling, and his kick is bobbled. Picked up at the by Matthew Sveda, and he will bring it up to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Matt Sveda is the guy who returned that one. In fact, we didn't have him in that number, and so fortunately the people down at the scoreboard controller, I said, hey, who's 37? And they, just before the kickoff, said, Matt Sveda. Okay, we got it. And wouldn't you know, he's the one that got the ball.
Yeah, that's Murphy's Law says that's how it goes. So the Bandits going to try to get on the board here in the first quarter. So far, the Cowboys dominating everything in this game as they did the game in Eau Claire. Rudy Reiner is in at quarterback. Reiner, 3-step drop, is being pursued, and he is sacked back at the 19-yard line. That's courtesy of Tarante Wilson. Is it? Did I get
Tarante Wilson?
Okay.
You got it.
Yep, 9. Okay.
He switched sides. He usually comes off the right side as the right defensive end. He went over to the left side and was able to make the tackle this time. He's one of the tallest, and he's a big guy out there. But at the same time, he has very deceptive speed.
Yeah, he got back to Reiner very quickly.
And chased him down from behind.
Yeah. And we've got whistles and flags, and the flag in the backfield. The Bandits took too much time to get things going here, so they'll go back another 5 yards. That's going to put them at the 15, and that is going to make it 2nd down and 20 for them. We have 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Cowboys with a 24-0 lead over the Central Wisconsin Bandits. Coming up to the line of scrimmage, very deep in their own territory. Rudy Reiner sets him down. 2 wideouts near side, or far side, I should say, and Reiner cannot get out of the backfield again. He's sacked at the 9.
Yeah, it may even be closer to the 8 or thereabouts. Well, the one official on the far side has it marked right on the 9.
Okay, that was also, once I saw the number when he got up, that was the running back Dakota Rest that got that. Either way, the Bandits could not get it out of there. The Cowboys have played swarming, consistent defense throughout the season.
And the thing is, their defensive front 4 is just simply wearing out these offensive fronts. And you're starting to see it already, and we aren't even out of the first quarter.
Reiner takes the snap. He's going to look over the middle and keep it. Now he's going to look one more time, throws it off on the near side, and does find a receiver that is Omarion Banks. And Banks gets it out to the 32-yard line. And even with that nice gain, it's going to be short.
So it'll be 4th and 2.
Banks with the catch.
And Banks had to seem like forever to him, waiting for that ball to get to him. He's standing there wide open and waiting and waiting and waiting. And he knows all those gray jerseys are closing in the whole time.
Yeah. Could hear and feel the breath,
And we have a timeout on the field.
All right, you're
or
watching.
Do we have the end of the quarter? We have the end of the quarter. That's what it is.
Yeah, we got to lean out the window to see it here. At the end of the first quarter, it is the Eau Claire Cowboys leading the Central Wisconsin Bandits by a score of 24-0. And you're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Come on and join our team. That's right, you can be part of the fast-growing fiber optics industry by joining with Sopiar's Fiber Solutions. We're looking for motivated individuals who can help us expand our aerial, underground, and internal fiber termination services. Call Sopiar's Fiber Solutions at 715-289-3337. That's Sopiar's Fiber Solutions, your fiber network specialists.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
Welcome back. 4th down and 2 for the Central Wisconsin Bandits, who have tried to get something going against this staunch Eau Claire Cowboy defense that has been playing well again today. Their quarterback is Rudy Reiner, who's normally a wide receiver. And it looks like in this position, let's take a look here. The backs are really deep. Reiner takes it. He's still scurrying. He's got 2, now 3 Cowboys on it.
Intercepted.
And it's picked off.
That's Noah Hayden.
All right. Noah Hayden puts the Cowboys in excellent field position.
Yeah, he just jumped that route. There was plenty of traffic and stuff, and Hayden just stepped in between a couple people and took away the slant and took away the ball. If you're going to take things away, just make sure the ball is one of them.
You betcha. All right, so in the second and fourth quarters here, it looks like we will have a full view of Eau Claire Cowboy scores here as we are on the northernmost booth here at Jay Stadium.
Still doesn't help us see the scoreboard.
No, that is way down in the south, and it's on this side. So we're leaning out the window. If you hear a falling noise, I'm counting on Rick grabbing my ankle before I end up crashing out there. And the
That's
pass
Daquan
complete.
Hodges out in the flat, and we have a flag come flying in towards the end of the play. We have illegal use of hands.
And we've got some of the Bandits pointing to the south, but let's get the official indication here.
It's going to be against the Cowboys.
Yep, illegal use of hands on the Cowboys, so.
That's two nice catches by Daquan Hodges taken away by penalty. Puts it back on the 35.
So it'll be first and about 12. Dorsey deep off the line of scrimmage, one back behind him. Dorsey scoops it up low and he'll hand it off right away to Marquardt. Marquardt barrels right up the gut. He'll get the ball down to the 23-yard line. If they mark it there, that should be a Cowboys first down.
It's
but
going
we
to
have
be
a flag.
really close.
Flag came out late in the backfield.
Put another flag on the play.
Well, that's going to make it a first down.
Yep.
That's a personal foul on Michael Wilcox.
So that's going to be half the distance to the goal line, along with it being a first down for the Cowboys. Not sure what he did, but very poorly timed for the Bandits.
Somewhere in the vicinity of the 12-yard line is where it'll end up with it. About the 11 and a half.
Yeah.
That's the vicinity.
Yeah. So the officials waiting until we get the chains in the right direction. Yeah, let's see. You go there and then stretch it 10. There we go.
These are volunteers. Oftentimes, whatever person happened to be walking along the street at the right time.
That's right. I was just going to get popcorn, and now I'm holding a steak.
Yes, you're a stakeholder.
Dorsey looking to throw it to the end zone, into the corner, open, touchdown, Cowboys. That is to
Jordan Fonz.
Fonz, all right.
It's been a while since we've heard from Jordan, and touchdown by him.
Jordan Fonz with the catch again, resulting touchdown for the Cowboys.
13:52 remains in the second quarter, and the Cowboys are up 30-0. They'll try to tack two more onto it. Dorsey has Marquardt off to the left.
He's got Fonz and Hodges and Weiss off to the right.
And he keeps it on a fake handoff and goes right in. So with 13:52 to go in the second quarter, it's the Eau Claire Cowboys 32, the Central Wisconsin Bandits nothing. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboys football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Attention all my lords and ladies. It's time to travel back to the time when the nights were gallant and the festivals were grand. Do just that at the Newborn Village Renaissance Festival for 4 thrilling weeks from June 10th through July 2nd. Visit with the merchants who will be vending their wares, or enjoy what the village cooks and bakers have prepared as savory sensations and tantalizing sweet treats to fill your bellies. Plenty of activities for the kids, so this is a great place for the whole family. The Newborn Village Renaissance Festival is located at the Eagle Ridge Festival Grounds, 2302 Nelson Road in Chippewa Falls. So journey with us back in time at the Newborn Village Renaissance Festival from June 10th through July 2nd.
Welcome back to Jay Stadium in Merrill. The Eau Claire Cowboys shutting out the Central Wisconsin Bandits 32-0. We're just a couple of minutes into the second quarter.
I knew that you were going to find your way here for this game, Jay, because of course you'd find your way to Jay Stadium.
Yes, very easily.
What, you mean it's not called Jay's Stadium?
No.
It's just Jay Stadium?
Yeah. Yeah. They looked at me funny when I took a marker out to put the apostrophe S on it. End over end kick will bounce at the 22-yard line and will be picked up by Clenny, and Clenny will be stopped at the 30-yard line. He will be brought down by the Cowboys' Jason Arneson. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Central Wisconsin Bandits. Join us tomorrow on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN TV as we bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. The Cavaliers will travel to La Crescent, Minnesota to take on the La Crescent Cardinals. Coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. with the Dugout Show, followed by live play-by-play action. Jared Schell going wide out on the far side. Rudy Reiner, the quarterback. 1 wide near side, 3 out to the left. Reiner will throw it out to 84. That is Omarion Banks, who got the other catch for some gain for the Bandits, and he gets out to the 34. So he picks up about 4 yards.
That was a nice slant screen. The others set up the screen out there, and he just ran behind it, cutting towards the middle. And they marked it for 5 yards. That's a nice play.
Yeah. 2nd and 5 from the 35-yard line. Kendrick Samuels is one of the wideouts over on the left side as well. Tight on the near side here. Reiner running short to that side, and it almost looked like he ran directly into the arms.
He's still keeping the feet going.
Wow.
He drove the pile for 4 yards. I'm pretty impressed with that.
Yeah. Jax Lazine was the man that ended up on the front side of that, and he was kind of being pushed into and pushed almost to a first down. It's 3rd and just shy of 1, 40-yard line.
That was a pretty beefy pile. He just moved forward and just kept the feet going. There's a lesson for all you running backs. Just keep the feet driving.
Same set for the Bandits. Rudy Reiner and a quarterback. Hands the ball off to Dakota Rice, and Rice coming around the right side, driven back to the 45, but picks up a 6-yard gain. And taking care of business on the defense again was Jax Lazine.
Central Wisconsin Bandits first down.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Central Wisconsin Bandits. They are on their own 46-yard line. We're in the second quarter. The Eau Claire Cowboys leading 32-0. Approaching 11 and a half minutes remaining in the first half. Now one wide out split on the near side, and Reiner is going to look to throw, and he did not have time to look. He was sacked back at the 43-yard line. And
Akeem Peterson should get credit for that sack. From that linebacker spot. Peterson making his presence definitely known here. He had that long interception return down to about the 2-yard line a little earlier. Now the sack.
Reiner up under center, back in motion, and that flag comes out probably because of that back in motion. And Reiner is still running. He manages to skirt around lots of Cowboy defenders down to the 43, which would be a first down, but that flag came out pretty early, and it's going to be
illegal motion is the call.
Yep. False start. Nope,
illegal shift, I
okay.
think, is what the far guy called.
Yeah. Guy in the whites bringing it back.
They were mixed up on their signals, but they both saw the same thing.
Yeah.
A rose by any other name still costs you 5 yards.
And they're marking the ball back to the 38-yard line. Whiteouts are going to go to the far side again. Keep the right end tight. Reiner has another back going in motion. He's going to stay put now. Reiner trying to decide what's going to happen. And while he does, he's wrestled down to the 38.
Hakeem Peterson again reached his arm out, and I think his arm grew about 4 inches in the process because he just never let go. But he pulled him back. It was a gain of about a yard finally.
So it's 3rd down and 17 for the Bandits. They're on their own 39. Ball now more in the center of the field. They'll go out wide to the left again, keep the near side tight. Kendrick Samuels will go in motion. Stays set, he'll get the pitch back. Samuels out to the 40, and Samuels pushed out there. Gained about a yard. It's going to be 4th and 16.
Sammy McBride forcing him out of bounds. They're going to put it at the 41.
Join us next week, Saturday, July 15th, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN2 as we bring you the Cowboys as they face the River City Rough Riders in what could be a battle for first place in the Northwest Division of the NLFL. Coverage begins at 2:30 with Cowboy Kickoff, followed by live play-by-play action. That's next Saturday. Cowboys host the River City Rough Riders at
That
Simpson
ought
Field.
to be a heck of a game.
It will be. I'm really looking forward to it. And a lot of time taken to get things set up, and a timeout is going to be, well, let's
Delay
see.
a game.
Delay game flag, okay. So it's going to go 5 yards back, and so now it is 4th and 21. Okay, no delay a game penalty. We have a timeout. We'll take one.
Well, it looks to me like they may have called one and spent the whole time out standing there discussing it.
Well, let's wait here then. That's a long way to go for the Cowboys. Or for the Bandits.
Jared Shell back in punt formation.
Here we go. Line of scrimmage, the 41.
Jax Lazine back deep for the Cowboys.
And a punt ends up
Straight
short.
up
Did
and
he
down.
get? And it bounces at the 41-yard line. It's picked up by the Cowboys, brought out to the 45-yard line.
Noah Haydon.
And so the Cowboys, again, in good field position here. They will start on their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10. We're in the second quarter. 8:20 remains, and the Cowboys lead 32-0.
Yeah, that ball was one of those that you holler, Peter, 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 and it means get away from the ball. And everybody was doing that, and it kind of took a weird bounce up into Haydon's hands. It bounced right into his. He couldn't have avoided it if he had tried. So he got what he could out of it and got it out to the 45.
Yeah, so he moved it forward about 5 yards. And that's a good spot for the Cowboys. Great spot for the Cowboys. And Curry Dorsey, the signal caller, back split on each side of him. 2 wide right, 1 wide left. And that's U.J. Wilkerson. He will go
No,
off
I don't
left tackle.
think it is.
Oh. Nope, it's not. It's Jordan Renault. 2-yard gain.
Number 21, Jordan Renault with the carry for the Cowboys. Stopped by number
2nd and 8 for the Cowboys. Trying to keep things moving along in Merrill. Cowboys up 32-0. Same set. Kari Dorsey, the signal caller. Man in motion. Dorsey will keep it himself and run. He's out past midfield, 45-40, 35-30. Still dancing around. They drag him out of bounds at the 28-yard line of the Bandits. And that is a big, big first down for the Cowboys.
And it was a design rollout. I'm sure there's a read that he has off of that, but it was real clear that that was part of the play. So Dorsey just tucked it and took it up off tackle for big yards.
1st and 10 on the 28 of the Bandits for the Eau Claire Cowboys, up 32-0. Jay Fall, Rick Olson, Dan Petshaw, and Monroe from Jay Stadium in Merrill. Beautiful Saturday afternoon. The regular season winding down for the NLFL. And whistles, and let's see, we've got a delay of game on the Cowboys.
This is one of the things that happen sometimes with Bobby Brown he's the offensive coordinator on the sidelines. Bob tends to design on the go, and it sometimes takes him a little bit long to get a play in.
Cowboys try it again on 1st and 15. Dorsey with a low snap manages to keep it, has lots of time. He's going to roll to his right, throw out over the middle, and that one was touched and knocked out of bounds by 14. And that's how we'll refer to him because we don't have a name. Caleb Hart is number 14. Let's see. So incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 15 for the Cowboys. They are on their own 33-yard line.
No,
Bandits
33.
Bandits 33, sorry. Dorsey.
That's
we'll
Renault.
hand off to Renault, and Renault dragged down to the 31-yard line, or very close to the 30. And it will, ball is on the 31. It is 2nd, or 3rd and 14.
And the side judge came in stopping things as soon as the play got over.
Oh, I see the orange shoes now that you mentioned, I think, last week or the week before.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Akeem's? Well, it's orange shoes. I don't know if they were tied to Akeem then, but he's got them now. 3rd and, let's call it 13. Dropping back, Dorsey. Dorsey looking to throw, throws it for the end zone, and it is picked off by the Bandits, Russell Reiner. Reiner running it back, and he'll get it up to the 30-yard line. So that is the first turnover of the game, and it is taken from the Cowboys. So the Bandits will go 1st and 10 on their own 30.
Yeah, Kari Dorsey kind of left that one hanging for anyone.
The 31-yard line is where the Bandits start. 1st and 10, 5.5 minutes remaining, 2nd quarter. Cowboys still with a 32-0 lead. Marion Banks, the wide out on the far side. Rudy Reiner still in at quarterback. Reiner steps back and then goes forward with it off left tackle. He'll push the ball up to the 37-yard line, picks up 6 on the play. Join us tomorrow on the Northern Light Webcasting audio service and NLWN TV as we bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. The Cavaliers will travel to La Crescent, Minnesota to take on the La Crescent Cardinals. Coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. with the Dugout Show, followed by live play-by-play action. 2nd and 4 for the Central Wisconsin Bandits. Rudy Reiner, the quarterback. Pair of wideouts comes to the near side this time, or 3 of them, and Rudy's got to get that ball off the ground. He picks it back up and then is escorted back to the ground by the Cowboys' Russ Hayden.
And Hayden was there about the same time that Rudy picked that ball up off the ground. He just didn't have a chance to do anything with it.
Hayden, a huge presence on that defensive line.
In more ways than one.
Yes, lots of ways. 3rd and 11. Ball is on the 30. Reiner with a back to the left. 3-step drop, runs out of time and is smothered again. He is sacked back at the 24-yard line. In there
That's
was
Samuel Sprinkle.
Yep.
And Taronte Wilson in there about the same time.
So it's 4th and 16 for the Bandits. It looks like they're setting it up to punt it to the Cowboys. 3:25 remaining first quarter. Cowboys with a 32-0 lead.
Jared Shell in punt formation.
And that's a short punt, and it will go out of bounds at the 44 of the Bandits.
Let's see where they end up marking it.
It'll be.
They're going to put it on the 43.
Okay. So the Cowboys starting in very good field position once again to try to get the clock continuing to run here. They have a 32-0 lead over the Central Wisconsin Bandits. The rematch here at Merrill, the game Memorial Day weekend at Simpson Field in Eau Claire, was 70-0 in favor of the Cowboys.
So that means so far this season it's 102-0.
That's correct, yes. And no hands with that.
No hands, yeah.
43-yard line. Cowboys getting set. Dorsey running back on each side. Drops back to throw, looking around, fires over the middle, and it is tipped. That one was intended.
Caleb Hart made the defensive play, although you could say Taquan Hodges made the defensive play because he had to go through Hart to knock the ball away, and Hodges actually had to play a little bit of defensive back that time.
Second down.
So 2nd and 10 for the Eau Claire Cowboys. They're on the 43 of the Bandits. Two wideouts far side, one on the near side. Dorsey in the pistol. It's a good snap. Pitches the ball deep. Back to Renault. And Renault.
Penalty marker on the play at the line of scrimmage.
Renault's knocked out of bounds at about the 41-yard line.
Renault with the carry, stopped.
And the penalty, false or legal formation on the Cowboys.
Anthony Marquardt leading the way, blocking on that, got sent into the next county by the guy for the Bandits coming across. Fortunately, he landed on his wallet where he wasn't going to have any damage done.
So the ball going back to the 48 of the Bandits. Kind of interesting, they marked the penalty out. They marked several penalties off, moving the stakes, and then marked the ball. And the pass complete out to
Sage Weiss.
And Weiss gets it up to the 41-yard line.
They're going to mark it on the 43.
Weiss with the catch.
And that'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Cowboys looking to the sidelines for the play. It comes in.
You know, maybe I'm just getting used to it, or my eyes are getting worse and my worse is getting closer to what the Cowboys uniforms are, but I'm recognizing the numbers more quickly than usual. And it goes, yeah, that's that brain tumor.
Oh. Dorsey takes the snap. 3-step drop's going to fire to the near side, and it is intercepted. That's picked off by Russell Reiner, and Reiner was involved on the last one, and they finally have to drag him down by his ankle at the 40 of the Cowboys.
And for the second time,
that was a heck of an interception by Reiner, because the Cowboy receiver went down to try to make the catch. Reiner slid over the top and pulled the ball away. The ball never hit the ground. Reiner never hit the ground while he was in contact with the Cowboy. He rolled off the Cowboy up to his feet and kept going.
So now we'll go to about the same place on the other side. It's the Bandits with the ball. They're on the Cowboys 40.
This is an important defensive stand for the Cowboys. They want to keep the Bandits out of the end zone for tiebreaker possibilities.
And Reiner is going to pitch the ball back as he was, and it was Dakota Ress is going to pick it up, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds or pulled down out of bounds at the 46. Reiner was in the grasp and just tossed it back to Ress, who didn't have a whole lot more room. And with all that, it's a 6-yard loss. Back to the 46-yard line, 2nd and 16 for the Central Wisconsin Bandits of Merrill. Unbalanced left this time. 2 wideouts out there. And now Ress is moved off to the right. Reiner again scurrying around in the backfield, and he is pulled down at the 47-yard line. And that
was both Jax Lazine and Russ Hayden. And we've got some extracurriculars going on.
And that's at the 40-yard line, so the officials are going to talk about this, and they're pointing toward Eau Claire.
Coach Brian Pino out there to try to settle his team down. KP Stebbins starting to get into it with some of the Bandits. Drew the flag.
Kind of looks like they're writing him up a ticket.
That's kind of what they're doing. I'm sure somebody said something, and then somebody did something, and then somebody said something again, and one of those things.
Yep. A little contact in there. And let's see, let's get the
Tristan Payton going, come on, guys, let's back up and play ball.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Cowboys. And that is going to be a big help for the Bandits.
That probably carries an automatic first down as well.
So the official with the ball at the 46-yard line. 15's going to take it to the 31. The first down stake is just past that to the south a little bit.
But like I said, I think this probably carries an automatic first down. Oh, he's saying it's a yard short.
Okay.
The down marker hasn't moved yet.
So it's going to be first. First and less than 1.
Now the other official says it's an automatic first down. They haven't given an official signal yet. And now all the officials are going to get in on the act.
Okay, and they're going to march it off.
I think they've already done the marching.
Yeah. So
and
the ball is on the
let's see what
30.
down they make it.
Third.
Third and 8.
Okay.
Now they're still talking. Automatic first down, he just said.
Okay.
So it's going to be first and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now, they've got to get to the chain crew there and have them.
And first down.
Okay, now you still have to move the pins, guys. There we go. Or the stakes. There we go.
And the chain gets moved at the far end. Okay, first and 10 at the 38. Now we should be ready to go.
I think so. Rudy Reiner, the quarterback, has back split toward the ends. Reiner's going to toss it right over the middle.
Intercepted.
And it's intercepted by the Cowboys.
And this could be a pick six.
And that is by number
Hayden.
30. Hayden gets.
And he steps over the last man
touchdown.
into the end zone.
Penalty flags. So penalty flags back at the 25-yard line. And I don't know. I think it is going to. It may come back.
Illegal use of hands against the Cowboys, I believe, at the 18-yard line.
Okay, so they're going to march off 5 yards. Instead of 5-yard penalty.
10, I think.
Oh. I probably shouldn't have been eavesdropping.
Or 11.
Okay, first and 10 on the 29-yard line. Noah Hayden with a great interception and run back, but some problems with a holding penalty.
Now somebody just got ejected.
Well, he said one. Would that be KB Stebbins?
KB Stebbins, and he was the one who had the unsportsmanlike earlier. So that just got another 15 added on. So KB Stebbins is out of the game.
And the officials are still talking.
Because the rule is, on the first unsportsmanlike, there is the yardage penalty, but you also get a warning. And then on the second one, you're gone. And I know KP Stebbins had the warning on the first, when the altercation was going on down about the 35-yard line. And after what happened in a game between Kenosha and the Warriors, the Winnebago Warriors, the league has informed the officials really cracked down on unsportsmanlike, as they should. So the Cowboys, with all that, have it 1st and 10 at the 44 of the Bandits following the interception.
Dorsey takes the snap and dropping back to throw is Jordan Fonz. Fonz overthrew his intended receiver, which was Dorsey, it looks like. Yep.
So a little bit of Wildcat action that time with Jordan Fonz lining up at quarterback.
And so that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Looks like Fonz is going to do it again.
Minute 39 remains. Is there normally a 2-minute warning at the end of the first half?
Yes, and evidently they didn't give one.
Okay. Well, we're under 2 minutes, 1:39 to go, second quarter.
Unless they gave it in the process of that penalty call.
Oh, that could be.
Fonz's pass for Hodges is incomplete.
So it'll bring up 3rd and 10.
I know that offensive coordinator Bobby Brown was concerned about who his backup quarterback was going to be because Shane Van Roo is not here today. And so if anything were to happen to Kari Dorsey, so he's giving Jordan Fonz a little bit of time.
Fonz, the signal caller now, and took too much time. Delay game on the Cowboys. It's going back 5. Cowboys having a rough end of the second quarter here.
Getting a little ragged.
Yep. Ball on the 49 of the Bandits. Fonz hands the ball off to
Renault.
Renault will travel up to the, or down to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, 39.
39, and it'll be 4th down and 5.
Samuels and Maher got the stop, brings out 4th down for the Cowboys.
4th and 5. Minute 8 and counting, second quarter. Fonz takes the snap to Renault, and he'll drive it down to the 38. That is well short. And with just about a minute left to go, 55 seconds, Bandits are going to have one more shot to try to eliminate the goose egg. Join us next Saturday, July 15th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN2 as we bring you the Cowboys as they face the River City Rough Riders in what could be a battle for first place in the Northwest Division of the NLFL. Coverage begins at 2:30 with Cowboy Kickoff, followed by live play-by-play action. Reiner all by himself in the backfield. Trips right, one wide out left. Reiner takes the snap, is going to go to the left, fires it upfield, and it is tipped incomplete. And there's a penalty flag down in the backfield. And it looks like the man in the white hat is counting.
Looks like a hold against the Bandits.
All right.
Hey, don't forget to stick around at halftime, because when Cowboy halftime, we get a Cowboy profile interview with Sammy McBride. And then we're going to have Focus on Skills segment. I believe this week it's dealing with running backs. That's coming up at halftime.
First down and 20. First down and 20 for the Central Wisconsin Bandits. Here at Merrill, partly cloudy day. Rudy Reiner brings Kendrick Samuels into the backfield, dropping back. This time Reiner finds 84. That is Marion Banks, and Banks is wrestled down at the 33-yard line.
And penalty marker in the backfield in the area of holding, and it is.
Yep. 37 seconds remain in the second quarter. It is 32-0 in favor of the Eau Claire Cowboys. And we'll move the ball back again.
This is what that pressure also leads to, that the Cowboy defensive front has been putting on. After a while, the offensive line, they just can't do anything other than hang on, and that's not allowed.
Ball back at the 18. First and Plover. Reiner takes the snap, hands the ball off to Ress. And Ress, as soon as he got that ball, was thumped to the ground.
Yeah, had the Cowboys been there one step earlier, they would have taken the handoff. I think, again, that might have been Russ Hayden. Big number 66.
Yeah, I think so. And the Bandits are going to walk to the side as time is expiring here in the second quarter. So at the end of the first half, the Eau Claire Cowboys lead the Central Wisconsin Bandits by a score of 32-0. We invite you now to stay tuned for Cowboy Halftime. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Time now for Cowboy Halftime, where we'll get to know one of this year's Cowboy players on Cowboy Profile, and then we'll focus on skills. All that coming up right after this timeout.
How will you make your mark? With over 200 jobs, the Army can help you find the answer. No matter your career goals, the Army can get you there. The Army can impact your life in many ways. That's why we offer a variety of benefits to support what's most important to you, your family, and your future. Visit GoArmy.com, request information, watch videos, and see how the Army could be right for
you. Time now for Cowboy Profile, where we take a look at one of this year's Eau Claire Cowboy players. And now, Cowboy Profile.
Today on Cowboy Profile, we're talking with Sammy McBride. And Sammy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, and previous football you've played and so on?
Yeah, so I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I played all the way up until college. I moved here to play college, actually, for the Blue Golds.
And you got a little taste of that.
Just a little bit.
What has you excited about playing on this year's Cowboys team?
I'd say like all the coaches and all the new players that I've never met before, and just like building that team chemistry.
Okay. So when you're not playing football, what are some other things you like to do to keep yourself interested and occupied?
Yeah, so I work out like 5 times a week. I play a lot of video games in my free time with friends. And I just like to listen to a lot of music, actually.
Okay.
All day, pretty much. I always have like headphones on.
All right, I've got a couple rapid fire questions for you here. This one's kind of our trademark question. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Probably ice cream, I'd say.
Which flavor?
I'd say probably cookie dough.
Cookie dough. That's a favorite of a lot of people. It kind of gives you the cross between cookies and ice cream at the same time. Burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
Probably burgers for sure.
And when you've got that burger and you're looking at it, you want ketchup, mustard, neither, both?
Oh yeah, neither.
Just a plain burger.
Like hot sauce, no hot sauce.
Put a little hot sauce
that I eat.
Okay. All right. Your favorite NFL team?
Oh, the Packers.
Now this is very interesting. We've had a number of guys from Wisconsin who like the Vikings, and here's our Minnesota guy, and he likes the Packers. This is really interesting. Is there an NFL player from any generation of players who's kind of inspired the way you play?
I'd say, let's see, who would I say? Probably Deion Sanders.
Okay. He played with a lot of heart and passion.
Oh, yes.
And a lot of speed.
Yeah. And a lot of showtime, too.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you got it, flaunt it, right? Mm-hmm. So, now, if Sammy had a superpower, what do you think that might be?
A superpower? Strength, probably.
Okay. So
incredible strength.
All right. So here's super strong Sammy, and you've got to have a superhero name to go with that additional strength that you have. What do you think that might be?
A superhero name. I'd say Super Strong Sammy.
How about a shout out to your family and those fans who are coming to watch you at Cowboy games?
Yeah, so shout out to everybody that's coming to watch us from the surrounding areas. And cheers, I'll say, to a good season for the Cowboys.
Now, remind us, when people come to watch you at Cowboy games or they catch you on our broadcasts, what number are they looking for and where do you play on the field?
Yeah, so I'm an outside linebacker, and I wear number 38.
Okay, very good. We want to thank Sammy McBride for joining us today on Cowboy Profile. Coming up next, more Cowboy Halftime.
You've been tuned to Cowboy Profile, with a look at one of this season's Eau Claire Cowboy players. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2. Stay tuned. Coming up is more Cowboy Halftime.
Drop Zone Septic and Portable Toilet Rentals in Eau Claire is the area's portable toilet provider specialist serving Eau Claire and the surrounding areas. We have portable toilets for construction sites, festivals, weddings, graduations, family reunions, and more. We also offer hand washing stations. Contact Drop Zone Septic and Portable Toilet Rentals by calling 715-577-0717. That's Drop Zone Septic and Portable Toilet Rentals. Remember, it's not a party until you have a porta potty.
NLWN2 now presents Focus on Skills, where Cowboy coaches and players demonstrate the skills that help make football players successful. And now, Focus on Skills.
Welcome to Focus on Skills. I'm Coach Brian Pino. I'm the defensive coordinator for the Eau Claire Cowboys, and I'm here to show a few basic skills to help you get better at your game of football. I'm here with Andrew Barnes, our quarterback, and John Maruska, one of our defensive backs who has also been a running back in the past, so he's going to show us some running back skills. Our first skill today will be receiving the handoff, simple, straightforward handoff, watching specifically how the running back keeps the inside elbow up, providing a large pocket. Ready, set, go. Next, we'll do the same handoff, but we'll slow it down a little bit to show you exactly the skills that we're looking for. Set, go. As you'll see, he keeps this elbow up and has a nice large pocket for that quarterback to put it in. The quarterback shouldn't have to have a large pocket to give it to. That's the running back's responsibility to provide it. Continue through. Good. Next, we're just going to do a simple handoff out of the shotgun in front of the quarterback. In this situation, we're still raising our inside elbow to provide a pocket, but because it's not running towards the line of scrimmage, instead we're going sideways, it's going to be receiving in front of the quarterback as he's going towards his target. Ready, set, go. One thing to watch for in this is how our quarterback also, after the handoff, will continue his fake to the other side of the field. We will slow it down as the handoff is happening to show you some more of the concept. Set, go. You can see again, he provides a large pocket for the handoff, and as he steps through, the quarterback will continue on.
You've been tuned to Focus on Skills, where Cowboy coaches and players demonstrate the skill that help make football players successful. Stay tuned, more Cowboy halftime is coming up, followed by second half action.
Sterling Optical in Eau Claire has been in business for 30 years and is truly the place where you will find the best value and selection when it comes to the vision needs for you and your family. In addition to their extensive line of value frames, ophthalmic lenses, and contact lenses, they also have the area's largest selection of designer frames from brands that include Ray-Ban, Michael Kors, Coach, and Oakley. Stop in and visit Sterling Optical at 4054 Commonwealth Avenue, Eau Claire, or call 715-833-1220. That's Sterling Optical in Eau Claire. You've been tuned to Cowboy Halftime on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2. Stay tuned. Coming up next is second half action of today's Eau Claire Cowboys game.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Jay Field in Merrill, or Jay Stadium in Merrill. The Eau Claire Cowboys are out in front of the Central Wisconsin Bandits at halftime by a score of 32-0. A few numbers to share with us, Rick.
Well, these are highly unofficial numbers. Anthony Marquardt, I have 4 carries for 43 yards and a touchdown, and Jordan Renault 7 carries for 44 yards and 2 touchdowns.
So the other touchdown, Dorsey DeFons, 12 yards. That was the second quarter touchdown. The Cowboys are going to kick off to the Bandits. J.P. Hofling has the ball teed up. Third quarter to start. Cowboys are going to be moving toward the south or left to right as you look on. Gray uniforms, purple numbers trimmed in orange. The Bandits heading the opposite direction, of course. Black uniforms, white numerals trimmed in orange. Cowboys leading 32-0 and want to continue to roll here in the second half. Kickoff goes end over end. It is taken at the 12-yard line. Bringing it up the field is Jesse Clenny. And Clenny stretched out a little bit, and he is brought down at the 32-yard line. He is tackled on the play by the Cowboys, Chandler Starren. So the Cowboys will go to work here. We'll invite you to join us tomorrow on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN TV as we bring you the Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. The Cavs will travel to La Crescent, Minnesota to take on the La Crescent Cardinals. Coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. with the Dugout Show, followed by live play-by-play action.
Defensive ends lining up for the Cowboys. Tarante Wilson on the left and Jax Lazine on the right. And then in the middle, it's Tristan Payton and Russ Hayden.
Rudy Reiner is the quarterback still. He takes the snap, and we'll have an false start, illegal motion on the Bandits. It's going to push them back 5, so it'll be 1st and 15.
Tarante Wilson is in some pain out there all of a sudden, and he's kind of heading toward the sidelines.
I'm sorry, on the Bandits.
Looks like he's just shaking it off. Looks like he did something to his hand. Maybe it's just one of those crazy bone hits or something.
Well, now I'm seeing all kinds of orange tennis shoes out there.
I see at least 3 pair and a set of orange socks out there as well.
Yes, right. Reiner is going to throw it, and it goes through Clenny's hands nearly to an Eau Claire Cowboy off there on the far side. So it'll be 2nd and 15.
And now Wilson does signal for someone to come in for him. Looked like something to do with his right hand.
Jason Arneson is in for him.
Whatever it was, it had him bent over in half in pain.
Rudy Reiner sets down the Bandits, takes the snap, rolls to his left. Left in the open, throws it. That pass is immediately knocked down by 54, Jax Lazine. Lazine, right, the only Cowboy over there, and basically put his paws in front of it when Reiner tried to throw it. 3rd and 15. We're in the third quarter. Jay Stadium at Merrill High School, 14:41 to go in the third quarter.
Jason Arneson now playing the left defensive end for the Cowboys.
Reiner, 3rd and long, in the grasp immediately.
Russ Hayden. I'll tell you what, Russ Hayden is having a career game today. He's been in the backfield more than the Bandits running backs have.
Big old bear hug, and he was down. Yeah, the offensive line for the Bandits have just not been able to protect Reiner. Lots of trouble getting out of the backfield, and the Bandits are going to punt. Caleb Hart is the punter. He's standing back at about the 10-yard line. It's off a decent punt. It bounces to the Cowboys. It'll be picked up at the 47-yard line, and that's where
Jax
it'll be taken
Lazine.
down. Yep, Lazine will be taken down right there, but that's good starting field position for the Cowboys. Join us a week from today, Saturday, July 15th, on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN2 as we bring you the Cowboys as they face the River City Rough Riders in what could be a battle for first place in the Northwest Division of the NLFL. That game's at Simpson Field in Eau Claire. Coverage begins at 2:30 with Cowboy Kickoff, followed by live play-by-play action.
Be curious to see the energy level of the Cowboys coming out here in the second half with fairly dominant 32-0 lead, but they've had bigger leads at halftime. And actually, in that second quarter, I thought the Bandits played pretty well. Chandler Starron coming out wide to the right.
And Kari Dorsey, the quarterback, and flags. And we'll have false start by the Cowboys.
Almost looked like the snap came late.
Ball's going to go back into Cowboys territory to the 48-yard line. Kari Dorsey, and now whistles again.
So it's a snap infraction of some type.
Yeah, move the ball before.
You're allowed to rock the ball up into your hand, but you're not allowed to move it. It's a fine line and usually doesn't get called.
So it's 1st and 20 for the Cowboys. Dorsey rolling left. Being pursued, Dorsey will be tackled at the 46-yard line of the Cowboys.
And he laid some punishment, and that Bandit player just now got up. And that was Michael Wilcox. Dorsey put his shoulder down and knocked Wilcox backwards.
So ball be spotted at the 45-yard line. Will be
second and 18.
Yep. Clock rolling. We're in the third quarter. 13:27 remaining at Jay Stadium in Merrill. 32-0. Cowboys with the lead and the ball.
You know, the refreshing thing is, Jay, this is the first game in a while that we haven't been in running time by this point.
Yeah. Dorsey awaiting the snap back at the 40-yard line. Ball is staying still from what I can see. Dorsey gets the snap, and they're immediately back. Ball gets loose. Dorsey picks it up and runs with it, and he is brought down way back at the 33-yard line, and there's a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage.
Dorsey caught in the backfield.
And
stopped for a loss of yards by number 30, Roland Clark, and a host of Central Wisconsin.
Let's see what they call.
Referee coming up.
Calling for the Bandits captain. Holding against the Cowboys. Probably be declined. It is.
Okay, so it'll be third down. And a long way for the Cowboys here.
Third and Sheboygan, I think.
Yeah. Ball back on the 33.
Third and 30. That's the Appendix D in the playbook.
Dorsey And the pistol gets a good snap. Has a little bit of time. That time is going away now. He bursts up the field. He's at midfield, takes and puts a hit on one of the defenders, and he gets back into Bandit territory down to about the 47. So that would be the original line of scrimmage.
So it's going to bring up 4th and 10. So he got 20 of the 30.
Yeah.
That's about what the best you can hope for, because 4th and 10 at least is a manageable play.
4th down for the Cowboys.
Ball on the 47 of the Bandits. Dorsey steps up to the line, gets a good snap, going to look around again, being pursued, and Dorsey is going to throw it long, and it is a great catch! Touchdown! Touchdown, Cowboys to Fonz!
No flags on the field.
That is the second Dorsey to Fonz combination of the day for a touchdown. This one 47 yards. The one in the second quarter was for 12. So that makes the score 38-0. So we are in a position where time could run here.
I don't think it would until after the conversion is done, and they would start a whole new sequence of things.
Dorsey gives the ball to Markwart, and he takes it right into the end zone. So with 11:42 to go in the third quarter, it is the Eau Claire Cowboys 40, the Central Wisconsin Bandits 0. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Looking for a job that offers a 40-hour work week with overtime opportunities? A flexible schedule? Great benefits plus incentive pay opportunities? Ashley Furniture can offer it all. Apply in person or online.
Whether you're building, buying, or selling a home, it's one of the biggest decisions of your life. A professional home inspection gives you an independent, unbiased view of any problems and possible solutions, so that you'll have all the facts you need to make an informed decision. Contact Home Inspectors of America and Jared Heffling at 651-202-0334 for your inspection. Every inspection is a complete and thorough analysis of all the major systems and components in the home. Complete your home transaction with knowledge and confidence by calling Jared Heffling at 651-202-0334.
New kicker for the Cowboys is Jax Lazine kicking this one. Ball teed up at the 35, 11:42 to go, third quarter. Cowboys up 40-0, and he kicks a short one. It'll be picked up at the 44-yard line by the Bandits, Matthew Sveda.
Jared Shell.
And so time running now as the Cowboys lead by more than 35, 11:28 and counting, third quarter. The Bandits go back on offense, try to get that stopped.
Yeah, we were talking off the air, kind of eye-rolling a little bit. We went from 3rd and 30, back deep in our own territory, to a touchdown.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive.
It is. And the Cowboys looking to get Tristan Payton off the field on time. And that one's knocked down immediately by Jordan
Fahn's almost at a, hey, look what I found touchdown.
Second and 10 for the Central Wisconsin Bandits.
I almost said that it hit him in the worst spot, right between the numbers, but he's only got one digit.
Yeah, so there isn't really a between. I guess you could count one of the holes in the 8s, or in the 8. And ball is handed off this time to the back, Ress, and Ress is dragged out of bounds at midfield, and now there's a couple of penalty flags.
They might have a late hit out of bounds on the Cowboys, but I'll be curious to see what this flag is in the backfield. That's in the position of holding. So these could be offsetting.
Referee and the side judge talking. Join us tomorrow on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN TVs. We bring you Eau Claire Cavaliers baseball. The Cavaliers will travel to La Crescent, Minnesota to take on the La Crescent Cardinals. Coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. with the Dugout Show followed by live play-by-play action.
Penalties offset.
They do.
Yeah, we had the late hit out of bounds by the Cowboys and then the holding against the Bandits, so they offset.
So we'll do it again.
Down. Or as Ann would say, we get a do-over.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 44. Or second and 10, yeah. Reiner takes a snap, and Reiner immediately pushed back and then dropped.
That's Akeem Peterson. He got there to Reiner about the same time the ball did.
Pushes him all the way back to the 36.
Well, they've got it on the 40.
Oh, they got it on the 40, okay.
So it's a loss of 4. 3rd and 14.
40-0 lead for the Eau Claire Cowboys. Third quarter, 8:10 remaining, running time. Reiner takes the snap and again and the ball's loose.
Peterson hatcheted that ball out. Evidently the Bandits dove on it. It's going to be 4th down from about the 35 or thereabouts. But Akeem Peterson timed his blitz and hatcheted the ball from behind out of Reiner's hands. 4th and 19. Jared Shell back in punt formation.
And a high punt, short. It's just inside Cowboys territory, and the ball will be downed at the 46-yard line. That's where the Cowboys will start their drive, 1st and 10. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
What to do after today's game? Come and join with the Cowboys at the Cowboys' favorite place, the Happy Hollow Tavern. The Happy Hollow is the Chippewa Valley's premier venue for watching your favorite sports teams. With over 20 HD TVs, every seat in the house gives you a great view. Not to mention amazing food and drink specials. So corral with the Cowboys at their favorite 5th quarter location, the Happy Hollow Tavern, located at 1628 Hillcrest Parkway in Altoona. With all the good people and good food, the Happy Hollow will soon be your favorite place too.
In Merrill, the Eau Claire Cowboys with the ball, leading 40-0, 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line. Dorsey gets a snap, gets it to Marquardt. Marquardt sweeping around the left side, gets across midfield, and is brought down just shy of the first down marker, it looks like. Probably about the 46, but...
Looks like they're going to give him 9 out of the 10.
Yep. We're in running time here in the third quarter, 5:42 and counting remaining. Cowboys up 40-0. That's more than 35, and as long as that continues, time will run except for timeouts and the 2-minute warning.
And they didn't give us one of those in the first half.
Yeah.
At least not that we noticed.
Yeah. Second and 1 for the Cowboys on the 45. Dorsey with Marquardt to his left. Dorsey throws it out on the flat. That's to Jordan Fonz. Fonz gets by one defender. He's still running down the sidelines. A couple of Bandits bowl him over at about the 31-yard line, and that's plenty for a first down. Actually, they're going to mark his progress to the 30. Cowboys in the huddle quickly come up to the line of scrimmage, or semi-quickly come up to the line of scrimmage. Signal caller has been Kari Dorsey. Dorsey hands the ball off to Marquardt up the center. Marquardt still going. 3-4 Bandits on him. He'll push the ball down across the 25-yard line. Four minutes remaining here in the third quarter. We're in running time at Merrill's J Stadium at Merrill High School. 40-0 lead for the Eau Claire Cowboys. They have the ball, and it is second down and about 3. Ball is resting at the 23-yard line. Dorsey with Marquardt to his right. Marquardt gets the handoff, goes around the left side, and is fighting to get to the 20 or where he needs to be for that first down.
He's going to be about 2 yards short.
Yeah. A wall came over to meet him. Join us next Saturday, July 15th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN2 as we bring you the Cowboys as they host the River City Rough Riders in what could be a battle for first place in the Northwest Division of the NLFL. Coverage begins at 2:30 with Cowboy Kickoff, followed by live play-by-play action. Kari Dorsey on third and short hands the ball off to Marquardt. Marquardt just pushes a few guys away and gets down to the 20-yard line. He should have enough for the Cowboys' first down. And he does. 1st and 10, Cowboys. In the red zone once again, Cowboys leading 40-0 over the Central Wisconsin Bandits. Or as in the math that we did earlier, 110-0 so far.
Ready to take your shoes off for that one?
Yeah. Rounding that second one, you know, was really. Dorsey, time to throw. Throws over the middle.
Nice.
Beautiful
Toss
pass.
and catch.
Touchdown.
Jordan Fonz.
Fonz again.
That's the third time they've hooked up.
And it's the last 3 touchdown passes. Clock stops with 1:45 to go.
In the third.
In the third, yes. It is 46-0 Cowboys. Coming in with the 2-point conversion play
Bad snap.
Yep, and grabbing it is caught. And that is a good 2-point conversion, that pass from Jax Lazine, who it was snapped to, down to Sage Weiss. So the 2-point conversion is good.
No, that was Chandler Starron in the end zone.
Starron, okay.
And he comes up limping.
The 2-point conversion is good. Clock stopped, 1:45 to go in the third quarter. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Let NLWN2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network bring you some tough semi-pro gridiron action. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, July 15th, when we will bring you the Eau Claire Cowboys taking on the River City Rough Riders from Simpson Field on the UW Eau Claire campus. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN2 begins with Cowboy Kickoff at 2:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cowboy Football on Saturday, July 15th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Welcome back to Jay Stadium in Merrill. 48-0, the Cowboys out in front of the Central Wisconsin Bandits. Nice end-over-end kick, goes deep down to about the 9-yard line, and coming up with it and still running is 37. That's Matthew Spada. And the ball, the Cowboys want the Cowboys up in arms, saying that that ball was fumbled. Well, they're going to leave it in possession of the Bandits.
At the 40.
So 1st and 10 at the 40 for the Central Wisconsin Bandits. Time running less than a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Now the officials are having a discussion over there. I think they're, to be honest with you, Jay, I think they're just killing some time to get the third quarter over with. Because we're in a running
that
clock,
way, yes.
And it's still running. They haven't officially spotted the ball yet.
Okay, want the game ball.
Bandits look like they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Clock has been running. The official just said, wind the clock. Yeah. It's been running.
Half a minute left, third quarter. Rudy Reiner has been the quarterback for the Bandits today. Reiner
loose ball.
Loses a snap, ball gets loose, and let's see, the Cowboys trying to pick it up, but
combination of Akeem Peterson and Russ Hayden coming through to make that very inconvenient for the Bandits. And we have a timeout. That's the end of the quarter, I think.
It is the end of the third quarter. The Eau Claire Cowboys lead the Central Wisconsin Bandits by a score of 48-0. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Whether you're a student athlete, a professional or semi-professional athlete, or a family athlete, when your body needs recovery, see the professionals at Athletic Wellness of Eau Claire. Athletic Wellness can help enhance recovery, help improve performance, and help prevent injury. Whether you require normatic compression, percussive massage, electrical stimulation, one-to-one stretching, or red light infrared sauna, Athletic Wellness can provide it all. Give Athletic Wellness a call at 715-514-2528 or stop in at 2914 London Road in Eau Claire. Athletic Wellness is the official performance recovery center for the Eau Claire Cowboys.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today. at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
After we're done here, where would you like to stop to eat?
I heard the Doghouse Bar and Grill in Whitehall is really good.
You know, my coworkers and I stopped there on a work trip. They have great service, good burgers, and fries.
When we went there, we discovered great food and drinks at great prices. You really can't go wrong with any of the menu options.
I had the patty melt. It was amazing, and the Doghouse fries were just as good.
I guess it's the Doghouse Bar and Grill for us.
Then let's head to 36378 Abrams Street in Whitehall.
Welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter, second down and about 17 for the Bandits. When the ball is snapped, we will have running time once again. And the pass intended for Kendrick Samuels goes off one hand and to the turf.
And Samuels heard footsteps. You could sure see it. He spun his head around just before the ball got there because he knew there were people closing in on him. And this particular time, it was Jamar Davis. And I didn't catch who the other one was.
Jason Arneson.
Yeah, Jason Arneson. And they weren't quite there yet, but he heard some footsteps, and that head spun around.
Eau Claire Cowboys leading 48-0. Time running. Fourth quarter, 14:20 remaining. And the ball snapped to Reiner. Reiner trying to get out of there with it, and
he took a big hit.
He's brought down at the 34 or 33.
Terante Wilson laid some leather to him that time.
And it is 4th and 17 for the Central Wisconsin Bandits. So back to kick for them, I believe, is Matthew Spada.
No, this would be Jared Shell.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, 34, 37. They look
34,
similar.
Jared Shell, yeah.
Svada's lined up on this end as one of the gunners.
Long count. Good snap. Low.
No, they're going to throw the flag. Oh, my goodness.
Penalty flag back at the punter, Jared Shell.
And I think the Bandits may have ended up getting that ball.
Officials holding the ball way down at the 26 of the Cowboys.
No, they're going to say that the Cowboys fumbled the ball. So the roughing the kicker call is declined. And it's going to be a first down for the Bandits at the 26-yard line. The roughing the kicker, the call, I really have some issues with. The Cowboy player tried to hold up. He tried to hold up the Bandit player so he didn't fall down. And I'll tell you what, that was a flop in anybody's book.
Well, it worked out to be probably one of the biggest offense-generated plays of the day for the Bandits. So Rudy Reiner and the Bandits well into Cowboy territory, down to the 27. Have they been closer than that in the game? I don't think so.
I don't think so. They did get down about this point at one time in the first half.
Reiner gets the snap. He's going to flip it back to Ress. Ress is going to come around the near side and will run out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. Time running, 11:11 remaining, fourth quarter. Cowboys with a 48-0 lead. And breaking the huddle. It's second down and about 2 from the 18-yard line. Rudy Reiner has Dakota Ress in the backfield. Ress comes up to get the ball. Hole left off right tackle. He'll punch the ball down to the 10-yard line. That's a first down for the Bandits.
First and goal.
Results in a Central Wisconsin Bandits first down.
Even if the Bandits score here, it's going to be and make the 2-point conversion, it's still going to be a 40-point difference. So time is going to continue to run.
Yeah, the only issue is what it does to the tiebreaker scenarios.
And Reiner takes the snap. He is tackled at about the 9.
And we're going to get an offside call against the Cowboys.
Oh.
So it remains first down, first and goal from the 5.
9:48 running time, fourth quarter. Eau Claire Cowboys lead the Central Wisconsin Bandits by a score of 48-0. Rudy Reiner, the quarterback, comes up to the line with running back Dakota Ress to his left. 3 receivers left, nobody on the right. Reiner gets a high snap and gets away from a near sack, and he's knocked down at about the 12-yard line, but there is a penalty.
There is a penalty flag. Reiner's not getting up. Now this is in the area of holding. A clock should be stopped for this. They're calling a horse collar?
Yep. On the Cowboys.
They might want to take a look at the way that rule reads. That was not a horse collar.
.8:40 to go. Clock has remained running.
He didn't even take him down on that. That's not a horse collar. So it's first and goal now from about the 2.
And Reiner looks all right. First and goal at the 2.
He was fortunate that that penalty was called because that gave him time to get up without them stopping it for him.
And Ress trying to throw the ball, or I'm sorry, Reiner trying to throw the ball. It falls incomplete.
Wilcox.
And Wilcox slow to get up. Tristan Payton over to help him up. They each pat each other on the helmet.
And we're looking at another penalty flag, and they're pointing to the south, which is not good. And we'll have a little conference, and the clock is running still. Officials still discussing illegal touching on the Bandits.
On the pass, it was an illegal, it was a lineman who that ball hit. And so he's not an eligible receiver.
And that is a loss of down.
And it's also like a 5-yard penalty, I believe. Maybe it's more than that.
Yeah, it looks like just
10.
10, okay. Ball is out to the 12.
Ineligible receiver. Ball against
Third and goal at the 12 for the Bandits.
5 yards.
Clock still running, 6.5 minutes approaching fourth quarter.
I think it should be second down.
Yeah. Yep.
Now they got it right.
Okay, everything matches. And the handoff goes to Russ, and he is stopped right at the line.
He kind of went into the same county as Russ Hayden, and you've got to move at least one county over when Russ Hayden is where you're going. Because Russ Hayden established a toll row, and that son did not have toll to pay.
5:50 running time, fourth quarter. Cowboys up 48-0. Reiner. Ress in the backfield coming back to help, and Reiner's going to take it himself. Thought he had some open field over there. He's looping around, and now he's brought down at the 21, so that ends up being quite a loss.
J.P. Hofling made the final tackle. I thought his knee touched when contact was made a little further upfield, but actually it's better for the Cowboys that they didn't blow it dead.
Approaching 5 minutes left in the ball game. 48-0 lead.
This is a big play here. See if the Cowboys can keep them out of the end zone. They got down as far as the 2.
Yeah. And now they're back at the 21.
And they must have called timeout.
They did. Clock stop, timeout for the Bandits. 4:40 to go in the fourth quarter. 48-0 Cowboys. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
I think. Welcome back. Bandits looking at 4th and goal.
They're going to try a field goal.
Oh, look at that.
It's going to be spotted on the 27, a 37-yard field goal attempt.
Okay. This will be by 37.
Jerome Bonke.
Oh, yeah, 33.
Jr.
Yep. 37-yard field goal attempt. Ball set down.
Not even a chance.
No.
Picked up by the Cowboys, and he's going to take it to the house. Jordan Fonz. And into the end zone. Jordan Fonz broke through, and Akeem Peterson as well broke through. There was no chance for them to get the kick away, and Fonz picked it up and took it to the house. It basically goes in the book as a fumble recovery from the 27-yard line.
73-yard return. 4:08 to go in the fourth. So we'll have some extra point attempts here by the Cowboys. They now lead 54-0.
Playing tackle football, that season takes place in August.
Join us a week from today, Saturday, July 15th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN2 as we bring you the Cowboys as they host the River City Rough Riders at Simpson Field on UW Eau Claire's campus in what could be a battle for first place in the Northwest Division of the NLFL. Coverage begins at 2:30 with Cowboy Kickoff, followed by live play-by-play action.
You and Pete King, Dan Petchow, oh man, you guys are going to have a great game to call.
Oh yeah, looking forward to it. See the Cowboys, might be your last chance to see them at home this season. So they're play at Simpson Field at UW Eau Claire.
Nice facility there. Can't wait till they get it done with the other side. It's going to be gorgeous once that's done. Jax Lazine at quarterback.
Lazine gets a good snap, fires right into the end zone, and it's intercepted. So no two-point conversion, but with 4:08 to go here in quarter number 4, the Eau Claire Cowboys stretch their lead. It's 54-0 over the Central Wisconsin Bandits. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
I think you're going to like your new nose, Miss Hastings.
And cut.
I'm Steve Martin. As an actor, it's my job to make people believe that what they're seeing is real. Ha! Hey. Hey! That the frustration is real. Wow! It's fantastic! Or was I just acting? Only way to find out is to try it yourself.
Let NLWN TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, July 9th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers traveling to La Crescent, Minnesota to take on the La Crescent Cardinals in a doubleheader. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 11:30 a.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, July 9th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Cowboys ready to kick off to the Central Wisconsin Bandits. Bandits are trailing the Cowboys 56-0. And J.P. Hofling the kick, and it goes out of bounds at about the 28-yard line.
Actually, that was Jax Lazine on the kick.
Ah, okay.
They've done that for a couple of weeks now. Hofling did the first half kickoffs, and Lazine did the second. And the way the Cowboys have been scoring the last few weeks, you don't want these guys walking with such a limp after stretching that leg as much as it will with all the kickoffs they've had to do.
Yeah, that's true. It's an unusual number of kickoffs.
Anne's falling out of her chair over here on that one.
They'll probably need a special, conditioning program to take care of that.
Yeah, and I could say that. I did that all with a straight face. I was pretty impressed.
So the ball is on the 40-yard line for the Bandits. 1st and 10, their own 40. And snap goes to Reiner. Reiner's going to just kind of make a little loop and head back to the original.
Ball's loose! I think they're going to say he was down by contact, but he was not down, and that ball was falling through the air. But I think they had already blown the whistle that his forward progress had stopped.
Yeah. So the officials talking again. Clock is running here in the fourth quarter. 3:10 remaining in the ball game.
These officials do as much talking as Congress and get about the same amount done.
I don't know. They may have the slight edge on that. Okay. Well, after that conversation, ball's going to stay put. 2nd and 10. 2:33 remaining, fourth quarter. Snap goes to Reiner. Reiner hesitates, and the ball is picked off. That is intercepted by the Cowboys. That's going to be a pick six, and that will be by 38. That is Sammy McBride.
That's about four games in a row McBride has scored.
Let's see what this flag is here at the 39. It is holding on the Bandits. That's going to be declined, and that is a touchdown.
So that would be a 41-yard pick six.
So Sammy McBride with that one. At 2:19 remaining in the fourth quarter.
For those of you watching Cavalier games, Eau Claire Cavalier baseball games, we've got a busy week coming up for you. Doubleheader tomorrow in La Crescent. Then a very important game for the Cavaliers on Wednesday against the Eau Claire Bears. And then on Saturday, they'll have the St. Louis Park Pirates at Carson Park.
Dorsey makes a pitch back to 20. That is Ray Liggins for the 2-point conversion. So with 2:19 remaining in the fourth quarter, the Eau Claire Cowboys lead the Central Wisconsin Bandits 62-0. You're watching Eau Claire Cowboys football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Welcome back. This might be our 2-minute warning. 2:19 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Could be.
62-0 Cowboys.
This is the more traditional running clock. It stops after scores, stops on timeouts, and so on. There have been the last couple weeks that they said you don't stop it, other than injuries.
Nice kick, end over end, taken at the 22-yard line. And flying up the field with it is Jesse Clenny. And Clenny will get it to midfield before he is stopped there.
I'll say this about Jesse Clenny. He's made some good kick returns. He's had plenty of chances, but he's made some really good kick returns. He got it into Cowboy territory.
Clock is continuing to roll, so our 2:19 was our 2-minute warning. Minute 45 left, 62-0 Cowboys. Bandits are going to try one more time to remove this goose egg. Reiner has Dakota Ress on the far end this time. He's got Kendrick Samuels offset off the line a little bit. Reiner throws, and it is nearly intercepted over on the far sidelines. The closest one there was the Cowboys' Jason Arneson. So next week, the Cowboys host the River City Rough Riders at Simpson Field. 3 o'clock kickoff. Could be a battle for first in the Northwest Division of the NLFL.
It would create a tie if the Cowboys could win. And then it goes to that tiebreaker that we're talking about. And the tiebreaker somewhere falls on points allowed, and I'm not sure where that comes into play.
Reiner loses the ball on second down. He's got to land on it back at the 44.
But either way, everything else is going to come out tied. All the other tiebreakers are going to come out even because they will both have only one loss, and it will be against the within their division, and that's going to do it, Jay.
The final score, the Eau Claire Cowboys 62, the Central Wisconsin Bandits 0. We invite you to now stay tuned for our post-game programming. That is coming your way next. Today's Eau Claire Cowboys football game is brought to you by Altoona Auto Body, Ashley Furniture, Athletic Wellness of Eau Claire, the Doghouse Bar and Grill in Whitehall, Drop Zone Septic and Portable Toilet Rentals, Gino's Pizza in Eau Claire, the Happy Hollow, Highland Fitness, Home Inspectors of America, and Jared Hofling, Menominee Eye and Optical, Midwest Environmental Consultants, Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, the Newborn Village Renaissance Festival in Chippewa Falls, Royal Credit Union, Slayton's, Pepsi-Cola, Slayton's Technology, Soper's Fiber Optics, Sterling Optical of Eau Claire, the United States Army, and Valley Sports Academy in Halley, Van Roo Chiropractic in Mondovi. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors by doing business with them soon. You've been watching Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
You've been tuned to Eau Claire Cowboy Football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2. This has been presented for the private enjoyment of our audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Eau Claire Cowboys football team and the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC is strictly prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Cowboy Roundup with a look at today's Cowboy game.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Time now for Cowboy Roundup. With a look back at today's Eau Claire Cowboys game. And now, back out to the stadium for Cowboy Roundup.
The Eau Claire Cowboys now 7-1 on the season, while the Central Wisconsin Bandits fall to 2-6 on the season. It's a 62-0 shutout win for the Cowboys, and follows up their 70-0 shutout win in Eau Claire. And we will run down the scoring for you in a little bit. But Coach Pena's up here. And, Coach, congratulations on another solid effort.
Thank you very much. Another team effort, I would say. Defense did stellar again. Got close at the end. Looked like they may actually have scored the first points against us since I was born, I think. But luckily they stepped up. Did what they had to do. A couple lucky breaks as far as offensive penalties allowed us to drive them back, and I think Fonz ended up taking a pick or a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Yeah. Well, on that attempted field goal.
Right. That's right.
So, another great effort by the defense. Got a little rough in the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, we were. There were some issues with Dakari Dorsey, our quarterback, getting the proper formations and the proper play calls in. This is only his third game in the offense, and we've been putting in a little more intricate offensive strategies, and it's just he's almost there, but just a little more work to do.
Okay. So this was a game that I'm sure that you had told the guys, get this one in the books and that sort of thing. Now next week.
And next week's we'll enjoy tonight. one of our players is from the area, and his family's going to host a cookout, so we're all going to just relax and have a good evening. And then tomorrow we'll worry about next week, and I know that the face of the Rough Riders or their tendencies, their offense has changed precipitously because of the injury of their quarterback. That just presents new challenges. The rest of the team is still the same. They're still a quality program. They're still going to be one heck of a fight for us. But I think that we have an opportunity, and we've got a couple of players that have come back that allow us for a stronger defense and then an opportunity for more of a, I guess, energetic, exciting offense as well.
Okay. Coach, thanks for coming up. Congratulations on another solid win, and look forward to the battle next Saturday.
Thank you very much. We do as well.
All right. Thanks a lot.
And we'll be right back with more Cowboy Roundup right after this timeout.
$62-0, the Eau Claire Cowboys shut out the Central Wisconsin Bandits. Here's how it went. First quarter, Jordan Renault, he came back with a thunder 17-yard run, 12:46 to go in the first. Noah Hayden had a 2-point conversion run, and it was 8-0 at that point. Akeem Peterson picked off a pass from the Bandits, and shortly after that, Jordan Renault with his second touchdown, a 2-yard run. Dorsey threw a pass to Stallern, and it was 16-0. And then a 5-yard Anthony Marquardt run, and he also ran in the 2-point conversion at the end of the first. It was 24-0. One score in the second quarter. Noah Hayden intercepted the ball on a 4th down play that the Bandits were trying to work through, and then Dorsey connected to Fonz on a 12-yard pass. Dorsey ran it in for the 2-point conversion. At that point, it was 32-0 at halftime. Third quarter, a 47-yard pass, Dorsey to Fonz again. Marquardt ran it in for the 2-point conversion at 11:42 to go in the third. It was 40-0. And then a 20-yard pass from Dorsey to Fonz, the favorite combination today. Lazine Destarin had the 2-point conversion good, and at the end of 3 it was 48-0. And then Jordan Fonz returned a 73-yard block kick or a fumble on the snap, and the 2-point conversion failed there. It was 54-0, and then a 41-yard interception by Sonny McBride with 2:19 to go, and the 2-point conversion by Liggins gives us our final 62-0.
And the script couldn't have been written better for next week when the Cowboys take on the River City Rough Riders. And basically that's for all the marbles in the Northwest Division of the NLFL. And holy cow, what a move for the Cowboys, restarting their program after a couple years off, and all of a sudden they're in a battle for the title.
Right, and it's coming down to, as we've talked defense throughout the entire season, this team has been scored upon very little.
In fact, officially the only scoring against the Cowboys this year is what the Rough Riders did to them in the first meeting of the two. Yep. Otherwise, the Cowboys have not been scored upon.
So that's going to sit very well for next week when the Cowboys come in, with probably the effort of the season and bring home that title.
Well, to be honest with you, that's what it's going to take. And if they don't come ready to put that kind of effort forward, the Rough Riders will be the champs of the division. And so, boy, oh boy, can't wait to see what happens next week.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. 3 o'clock at Simpson Field, UW Eau Claire. And you can watch and hear that game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2. For Rick Olson, our color commentator and executive producer, Dan Petshaw on the camera, and Monroe, this is Jay Fall. Thanks a lot for joining us. Have a good evening and rest of the weekend.
You've been tuned to Cowboy Roundup, with a look back at today's Eau Claire Cowboys game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.